Snowman, Statman Carruthers!
Coke is the most refreshing way to make the most of every day. And wherever you go and whatever you do.
£26 from Florida, Hack Sawyer. Referee, King Park.
And here's another letter. Very happy to respond to this, but I think I see a problem with it. Larry Platts in Lyons, Oregon, wants to know about the Sunday morning reports on radio. Well, I'm afraid we don't get down to Lyons. It's 1520 on the AM dial, KYXI, out of Portland, Oregon City, actually. And they've got a pretty good signal, but I don't think they get the Lyons. But if you are in the greater Portland area, the metropolitan area, and a little bit farther out, I'm sure that signal reaches. It's Wrestling Wrap-Up at 8:17, 9:17, and 10:17 every Sunday morning on KYXI Radio, 1520 on the dial. And we should have a dandy match here. Hacksaw Sawyer gets White Cloud. Hack, the brother of Buzz Sawyer, who is getting back into action down south. Those of you who have cable may have noticed today that the Army, Rip Oliver, and Playboy Buddy Rose are down there for the big beginning of the World's Tag Team Championship Tournament. They had 2 wins today. A couple interviews. Roddy Piper mentioned the Pacific Northwest. For those of you wondering, Buddy will be at the hockey match Monday night, a hockey game. Between the first and second period, he is going to get 6 shots at a Winterhawk goalie, either Daryl Mayday May or Al La Rochelle. And then, for those of you up in Longview who are saying, golly, he won't be there, hooray, hooray, yes, he will be. He's going to be flying in from Atlanta, go to the Memorial Coliseum, and then go on up into Washington. So he'll be on that card. Up and down. Wouldn't call it a snapmare, but it worked. Hacksaw Sawyer, currently the Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion. And those of you who have been thinking maybe about stopping smoking, if I can in any small way give you any encouragement, I want you to stay tuned. Following our first interview with Dutch Savage, going to have a little bit of news about my battle to stop smoking some 6 years ago, and a little information for you. King Parsons doing refereeing on the first match. Shoulders are down or not? No, they apparently weren't. King didn't start the count. Well, he's getting a little riding time, but that doesn't count in amateur wrestling. Hacksaw's up on top. Hacksaw against Billy Whitecloud, 2 fine amateur wrestlers. Hacksaw Sawyer getting the riding time, but not being able to find a handle. Can't get a hold to turn him over. Trying to get the pinfall. And finally just gives up on it. White Cloud just went into, rolled himself up into a little ball. Which reminds me, Rocky Johnson is upset with the Army. Johnson caught some real close to injury type shots in the groin last week, and he's made a challenge I haven't heard the likes of in a long time. We'll tell you more about that a little later. But Rocky Johnson wants the Army, particularly the top of the Army, the General Playboy Buddy Rose and his first lieutenant, Rip Oliver. Once again, Hacksaw up on top, riding White Cloud, but not able to find a handle anywhere, not able to find a way of turning him over. See him trying to hook the head and try to hook the arm with the leg and bring him over. Does. May have it. One. No. There's one. Two. He just didn't have it put on well enough. White Cloud able to kick out of it. Frank Bonnemuth calling the action for you, and proud to say that somewhere here tonight I've got the loveliest little granddaughter you ever saw. I don't know if we can get on camera or not, because I don't know where she's sitting with her mom and dad. The takedown, step over. White Cloud has the advantage right now over Hack Sawyer. Hacksaw from St. Petersburg, Florida. White Cloud from North Carolina. Trying to turn it into a figure four. White Cloud has the hold, but he maybe get pinned. They are in a standoff situation now, except that it's Hacksaw up on top. He's gotten a 2 count twice. 1, 2, and he's able to get that left shoulder off the mat. Good crowd on hand again at the sports arena. Our next big Tuesday special, incidentally, not next week, but the following week on Tuesday, March 9th, if you want to make that note on your calendar. Hacksaw in a little frustration, demonstrating to the referee, King Parsons, how he'd like to count. 1, 2, 3. The count technically is supposed to signify 3 seconds. Some referees have different counts. So it is talked about as generally just a 3 count. Both shoulders to the mat for a consecutive 3 count. Still riding up on top. Now we're into the ropes on the apron, both of them. And hold on. And Hacksaw is actually holding White Cloud from falling down to the concrete. White Cloud would have gone. He had nothing to hold on to. Hacksaw held him up. The rope held Hacksaw, and then King Parsons helped them both back in the ring. They lock up arm bar. White Cloud, step over. And there's the roll over the body. Arm bar drag for the takedown. To the wing lock. Got to admit, the Army looked pretty good in on cable today, if you saw it, from North Carolina. They had 2 victories. Understand they might be on again tomorrow afternoon, and they'll appear in the Omni tomorrow night. Buzz Sawyer taking a different attitude than he had here in the Northwest.
4 minutes remaining.
He's got
4
to be
minutes.
pretty wild, pretty mean individual, but successful down in that area. I understand one of the all-time greats is in town for his sister's wedding. Just want to say if he happens to be watching, sorry that you couldn't make it out, brother. Full Nelson, and here is where being short is a disadvantage. White Cloud has great upper body strength, which would give him very, very effective full Nelson, except for his shortness and stature. He can't get the leverage. Hacksaw working on something here, going up on the second turnbuckle. Got to think he's got something in mind.
3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes.
White Cloud holding on. Well, they're on the ropes, so Parson is trying to get him to break. Parson's trying to break it because they are on the ropes out of the ring, and maybe that's all Hack had in mind. It apparently was. White Cloud keeps the hold. They are outside the ring. The referee trying to get White Cloud to break the hold. Finally, he does. And then turns around, body slams Hack Sawyer to the mat. Knee drop across the throat. 1, 2, and he kicks out of it. Headbutt. He stuck his head right in the midsection.
2 minutes.
Over the top with a victory roll. Does he have him? 1, 2, and no. About 2 and 9/10 seconds. Chat. White Cloud got him off balance backwards and nearly got the pin. Right headlock. Trying to go for the suplex. Yes, has him up. Goes down, rolls over the top with a body press. Cannot get the count of 3. White Cloud near to putting the champ away here a couple times.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute.
Title bout, but Sawyer is the heavyweight champion. Kickoff out of the corner. A knee lift drops Sawyer to the mat. Going to take him with a backslide, trying to get the pin that way. And Hacksaw's trying to block it, but he's taken over. 1, 2, and no. But he had it. Body slam. Going to the top rope. Hacksaw going to try to nail him. And misses. Went with a double knee. Undercut him with both knees. White Cloud got out of the way. There is the bell. We'll have a time limit draw in our first match of the evening. Time limit draw.
The match, the time limit draw.
In a moment here, we're going to be showing you where the action is coming up in the next week or so. So we hope that you might have a piece of paper handy and a pen or a pencil so that you can write this down. Been a while since we explained why we asked you to do this. And that is for this reason, that you hear about wrestling coming to your area, coming to your town on a Saturday night. And you think, I think maybe I'll go. And then a little later on, you forget exactly when it is that they were going to be there. So jot it down. Now have it down in writing and then see wrestling live when you get the opportunity. Here's some of the places the action is coming up. In Prineville tomorrow, big card in Prineville tomorrow. That's the 7 o'clock card. Monday in Longview, and Buddy Rose and Oliver will be in Longview. They'll also be, Rose will be at the Coliseum for the Winterhawks. More on that later. Tuesday, Roseburg, a supercard. Wednesday, the shootout in Seattle. Thursday, the big one in Salem. That is a hot one. Friday, Elton's got one going in Eugene. Next Saturday, back in Portland. Then a week from tomorrow in Tacoma at the Bicentennial Pavilion. We will be right back after we hear Mellon talking from Marv, Tonkin Ford.
Hey, where's Alan?
He's out looking for Dawn.
Yeah, well, that bonehead's out of the city looking for the kid. It's our chance to take over the spots.
Right, guys, let's go.
If you're looking for a good used car priced under $1,000 to $2,000, don't miss these great deals at Fort Stark this weekend. For instance, here's a 1970 Ford Maverick, 6-cylinder, automatic transmission, power steering. Many lots would ask $1,950 for this blue dream, but this weekend only, your price is $795. Take it away, Mr. Lyon.
Why, thank you, Jeff. Check out this 72 Ford LTD. In most lots, it's got AM, FM, stereo cassette deck. It's got air. Most places, $1,900. But at Fort Stark, you are only going to pay $795.
And don't forget this hard-to-find 71 Datsun with a 4-speed and a radio at $895 only. You better jump on this one.
And finally, take a look at this sharp 74 Ford Elite with air conditioning, vinyl top, rear window defogger, and much, much more. Some dealerships might ask as much as $2,200, but this weekend at Fort Stark, the price is just $1,295 until Sunday night. Remember, these are only a few examples. There are scores more to choose from, so see them this weekend and save. That's Fort Stark, your last chance to buy a car before you go over the mountain, located at 1234 Southeast Stark.
Sunday at 5, Rooster Cogburn is a whiskey-guzzling, one-eyed marshal.
I can't go up against Ned Pepper's gang and try and take care of a baby all at the same time.
Now make up your mind. I'm aiming to get Tom Chaney, and if you're not game, I'll find somebody who is.
I aim to do what I come here to do.
Kim Darby, Glenn Campbell, John Wayne in his Academy Award-winning performance, True Grit, Sunday at 5 on TV 12.
Another big week of professional wrestling coming up. Let's hear about it from Dutch Savage.
Yes, tomorrow evening, Frank, the troops are venturing all the way over the mountain, Mount Hood, to Prineville, Oregon. You folks, tomorrow night in Prineville, everybody you see on Portland television tonight will be in Prineville tomorrow evening at the grade school there in the center of town. So the matches start at 7 o'clock. Be there early. Monday night, all of us are going up again to Longview, Washington, the Lower Columbia Community College gym. There's a super card planned for Monday night, so if you're not doing anything, I suggest you get down there. You can get your tickets at the locker room. They're available right now. Tuesdays, Roseburg's at the fairground. Wednesday night, Seattle at the arena. Thursday night, Salem. Friday night, Eugene at Lane County Fairgrounds. They're not in North Bend this week, folks. They're back in Eugene at the fairgrounds, so get down there. Portland Saturday night, and the following Sunday, Tacoma. But you people over in Prineville, we've gone over there twice. We'd like to set a record tomorrow night, so come out. Got nothing else to do, which I doubt if you have. Come down to the grade school. Be looking forward to seeing you. I want to congratulate you on your non-smoking, stop-soaking diploma and everything, and you're going to get a pin for right there. You're going to lose a little more weight. I want to say goodnight to my lovely wife, Willa, my daughter, Mitzi, and everybody else in KPTV land. I love you. Thank you.
That's a Dutchman. That's Savage. And this is a good friend of mine from the Portland Adventist Medical Center, the man who led me through to help me stop smoking, Mr. Harold Burden, and he's here to have something to say.
Hi, Frank. It's good to be down here at the wrestling arena, the sports arena, and came down for a special reason tonight. I don't know how many of the fans can hear it, but we have here something extremely important to give to you tonight. And it's a diploma, a doctor's degree, as a matter of fact, to show that you have not been smoking for at least a period of 3 years, and for you it's about 6 years now. And the diploma says that you are now doctor of non-smoking, DNS. Frank Bonham, a DNS. I want to congratulate you for stopping, and I'd like to just shake your hand and say that you've been wrestling. You used to wrestle with a habit, and you don't have to anymore.
Right. Incidentally, before you go, I know you've got a program starting this Thursday. Would you give the folks the phone number?
Well, the phone number, in case anybody's interested in it, is 239-6108. 239-6108. We give out 3 degrees now: the bachelor's degree, the master's degree, and the doctor's degree. The bachelor's degree is when you initially stop smoking. The master's degree is after 1 year. And if you make it to 3 years, you are now a doctor. So, Dr. Bonema, we hope people treat you with the respect that you deserve.
Thank you very much, Harold Burden. Thank you. Well, I enjoyed it. Call me Doc after that. Tom Peterson will, I know that. He'll call me Dr. Bonema. We're going to hear from Tom right now and then be back with wrestling.
Who has the best VHS beta movie club in town? Tom Peterson's That's Who. As advertised in a 2-page ad in TV Guide this week, only Tom Peterson has a new list of the top 50 movies each and every month. And in addition to the top 50, we have 300 other great movie titles, both VHS and beta, to choose from for only 99 cents a day. And best of all, when you buy any video recorder at Tom Peterson's, like this Sanyo video recorder for only $4.99, that's right, only $499, you get free membership in our top 50 movie club. And at Tom Peterson's, we carry the 10 top video brands in America, with over 50 video recorders hooked up and ready for demonstration. Now, there's only one place to buy a video recorder, and that's Tom Peterson's. What more can I say? The commercial said it all. The best video movie club in town. 10 great brands to choose from. A great VCR at a great price. Over 50 video machines hooked up and ready to go. What that really means is that we're serious about the video recorder business at Tom Peterson's. That's why we put all the emphasis into it, into the movie club and into the VCRs. We've got a great lineup of VCRs. One has to be right for your own needs. And our movie club is super. It's just not any old movie club. We take the top 50 movies each and every month, and there's a new list each and every month. And it's a full line, both beta and VHS. So when you're thinking about a VCR, think about Tom Peterson's. We're serious about the business. We'd like to have your business. We're working for it, and we'll come up with the right video recorder for your needs. You know, there's only one place to buy a video recorder in Portland, and that is Tom Peterson's.
Hello, there we are. Dr. Bonema. No, I won't take it that seriously, but that's a very nice honor. Get that after, it's a new thing with the Stop Smoking plan. You've probably heard of the Adventist 5-day plan to stop smoking. What a weekend that the Playboy is on this week, along with Rick Oliver. And we want to make sure that you folks understand up in Longview, where you can get tickets at the locker room, incidentally, that the Army's going to be up there. Rose has to go to the Coliseum, do some ice skating, but he will head right for Longview, so he'll be there.
260 pounds from Venice, California, Dizzy Hogan. His opponent in this corner, 240 pounds from Kansas, Art Cruz.
If you didn't notice, I don't know how you could help to, but Don Owen has picked up that cold that I was carrying around last week. Suffering a little hoarseness. As is Bob Weitzel from the Boxing and Wrestling Commission. Should be the Dutchman's turn next week. Couple of young wrestlers in the ring right now, both with a lot of potential. The Kansas Cowboy Art Cruz out of Topeka. And with his back to the camera, the muscle man from California out of Venice, California, Dizzy Hogan. Our congratulations to the Oregon State Beavers for locking up the Pac-10 championships. You know how long I've been around? I almost said Pac-8. Coach Ralph Miller and all of the Beavers, congratulations on already a great season. Hope it ends in an even more memorable note. Lock up into the far corner. The ring post that broke last week, I have been assured, has been welded and put back together. Arm drag for the takedown, and up with the wing lock, Art Cruz, C-R-E-W-S. Whoa. Nailed it. Going in the corner. And the whip, yes. The shoulder. Hard into the top turnbuckle, and Art Cruz to the hammerlock. Jesse Hogan working the hammerlock. Duck under and a reversal by Cruz. Art Cruz. Into the ropes, and we'll call for a break. Back up, arm drag slam. Second match of the evening, if you join us late. Hack Sawyer drew with Billy White Cloud. With the wing lock, maintaining the hold, is Art Cruz. Flying tackle. Cruz nailed him, gets caught. No, he doesn't. He reverses. Looked like he got caught with a hip toss, reversed it on Hogan, and an arm drag slam to the mat. Cruz on Hogan. Working the armbar, Art Cruz. Turns it over. Yes, he is grinding down on it. The challenge put out by Rocky Johnson. As a matter of fact, I had heard about it. I was waiting for some verification, and I just got it. And I'm going to make sure I got this right. For a week from tonight, here's what Rocky, who is wild about what happened last week. You know that two members of the Army got him in the corner and banged the groin into that ring post when the other friends of Rocky were detained, narrowly averting very, very serious injury because of that, and a great deal of pride that Rocky Johnson has. He has already given a promoter a check for $1,000. Here's the stipulation on the check. It goes for a challenger, for a challenge to Rose and Oliver to get in the ring one at a time But he is putting up the $1,000 that he can beat both of them inside 30 minutes. Oliver and Rose. Whoa! Cruz hard into the corner. Catches an elbow, top of the head. A Hogan hammer going to work. Rocky Johnson is saying he can beat both Rose and Oliver one at a time within a 30-minute time period. As you know, they are back in Atlanta, but they'll be returning Monday. If they accept, Rocky will get the chance. Don Owen has okayed it. Working the arm. Turning it over one time. So the challenge is out for Rose and Oliver. One at a time. Rocky Johnson says, I'll whip both of them in a half an hour. He's working on the left arm. Turns it over again. Now to a wrist lock. Stops on the toes. And a trip takedown. Cruz is getting a little wild here. Trying to buy a break. Finally, referee says, okay, you better break it. He's got a foot on the rope. Cruz getting to Hogan pretty good here in our second match of the evening. A lot of things happening in the spring in the Northwest. We got Ric Flair, the Colorful World's champion, coming in if he retains the title by then. If not, in April, early in April, whoever is the champion will be here. We will talk about Ric Flair as being the champion until he loses it. In May, Andre the Giant. He's on television in The Fall Guy this past week. Covered with a body press, hooks the outside leg, but Cruz able to turn over. Get his shoulder off the mat. Hogan trying to make some kind of a move. Can't figure out just what it is now. Whoa. Cruz made the move on him, fell over backwards, brought him over, but couldn't follow up. Now coming back to the midsection, to the back of the head of Cruz by Hogan. Hogan catches an elbow. A right cross, Cruz. And the crowd really going with him. Up on the shoulder, backdrop, nailed him. The crowd really rooting for Cruz. Hart, the Kansas Cowboy. Flying body press, hooks the outside leg. Got a count of two, but couldn't put him away. Cruz has really been looking good the last 2 or 3 weeks. Always a lot of potential, but it seems to be coming out of him just lately. Thrown over the back, front headlock now. Cruz is on the ropes. A whip to the far ropes. And he caught him with a Hogan hammer. The right hand extended. Catches Cruz and knocked him down. And Hogan is not following up. He is posing. I am sure that he could have nailed him with a body press, that he could have pinned him. And instead he is posing. He's going to go for the full Nelson. That's the way he wants to finish it. A full Nelson, which has not yet been broken. And Cruz has to give it up. He did not pin him because he wanted to finish him with the full Nelson. And that's exactly what he did. Dizzy Hogan winning it with a full Nelson. Dizzy Hogan, the winner with a full Nelson over Art Cruz. We'll be back with a lot more wrestling to go. So join us, won't you, after we return, after hearing this word from Al Tonkin, from Marv Tonkin Ford.
Due to the recent purchase by Marv Tonkin of a major portion of another distressed dealer's inventory, Marv Tonkin Ford is now able to offer some of the best values on Fords like this. And only at Marv Tonkin can you pick and choose a new Ford from the largest inventory of Fords on hand anywhere in the Northwest. On approved credit, Marv Tonkin can help you finance your new car at some of the lowest interest rates available anywhere. Prices on new Fords may never be lower than right now at Marv Tonkin Ford, 122nd Northeast Halsey.
The tax laws have changed.
The recent tax cut was the largest in history, and with more than 100 changes, the new laws are even more complex. I'm Henry Block. We'll show you how the new laws help save money on your 1981 taxes and explain the many important changes for 1982. Call or visit a nearby H&R Block office, and we'll be happy to give you an estimated price.
H&R Block, the income tax people. Oregonians serving Oregonians.
I don't know of anybody more qualified than explain the sign we've got on the screen right now. Steve Regal.
Thank you, Frank. I just had to have the camera show that shot because Matt looked so cute out here last week in his pink underwear. Everybody loved seeing him, didn't they? Wasn't he cute? Frank, I'm out here to talk a little more serious tonight. You know, ever since I've come out here, Buddy Rose has been here for how long? 6, 7 years? 7 years. He's been here. He's been running people in and out of the area. He's been beating people left and right. Everybody thinks he's a Superman. And then you got Matt Bourne, my trader partner, who, Frank, I just can't stand the guy. And I'll tell you, I'm tired of all the shenanigans they pull around here, all the mischief, all the trouble they cause. And I am asking the promoters, I'm asking the commission, I don't care who it is, where it is, or when it is, but I want a match with either Buddy Rose or Matt Bourne preferably, Matt Bourne or Buddy Rose. I want a match with either one with the stipulation that the loser has to leave the Northwest. That's what I'm asking for. That's what I want, Frank. The time for talking is over. It's time to get down to business, and the only way we're going to keep things under control here is to get rid of Bourne or Rose. That's what I'm asking the promoters for. That's what I'm asking the commission for, and that's what I'm asking these people for. Thank you.
Okay, Steve Regal. We might mention that you've got to stop and think here for a minute. Now, Steve Regal has been just a few years in the business. He is the main eventer here in the Pacific Northwest right now. If he loses and has to leave, he has to go somewhere and work his back up, way back up to the top. So what he's saying is a lot in challenging either Rose or Bourne. That should be reversed, Bourne preferably, or Rose, to a loser leave town match. We'll wait and see. Fella's never going to leave town. I certainly hope not anyway. Tom Peterson, Southeast 82nd Foster Road, and Tom's got some great buys for you this weekend. Listen.
Save $184 when you buy this beautiful Colonial Living Room group. 8 great pieces, only $888 when you buy the group. Our regular price for the individual pieces is $1,072. You save $184. And here's what you get. An early American sofa with wood trim and stain-resistant Herculon fabric. Recliner chair with matching Herculon fabric. Swivel rocker with wood trim and matching fabric. Beautiful Colonial cocktail table. 2 end tables, 2 lamps. All this for the unbelievable price of $888 for the group. Yes, the furniture story at Tom Peterson's quite simple. Good furniture at a good price. And to back up that statement, where can you beat this warranty? And where can you beat this price? And there's only one place to buy furniture, and that's Tom Peterson's. That's a great 8-piece living room group. Get a great early American sofa, a swivel rocker, recliner, 3 nice cocktail tables, And what else? 2 great lamps. It all comes for $888, only at Tom Peterson. And of course, free delivery to your home. And just a second, I'm going to show you some great recliner chairs. And you know, they're not $600, $700, $400, $500. We made a special purchase, and you can buy these recliners for only $99. Special purchase to save you money. Your choice of any of these great recliners, only $99. Available in Herculon or vinyl in your choice of colors, only $99. Now that's the furniture story at Tom Peterson's. Good furniture at good prices. And to back up this claim, where can you beat this furniture warranty? And where can you beat this great selection of recliners? Your choice, $99. Yes, there's only one place to buy a recliner, and that's Tom Peterson's.
Okay, a little ticket information. If you want to get tickets for cards in Longview, you go to the locker room up there. Portland, 289-4222 is the number, 289-4222. In Roseburg, Howard's Menswear has them on sale. In Salem, it's Stevenson Son Jewelers. In Eugene, and the matches are back at the fairgrounds in Eugene this week on Friday. 345-9717, 345-9717. And a good way to get tickets to upcoming cards at the sports arena. Come out to the flea market. Any Sunday, doors open at 8 o'clock. Oh, we got a dandy TV main event for you coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next event will be the best 2 out of 3 falls or toy TV time limit. Introducing in this corner, 280 pounds from New York City, Kreischer Stasiak. His opponent in this corner, 250 pounds from California, Rocky Johnson.
Don, just a minute. You remember last week what happened here with Rose and them? They're not here tonight, right? Well, they tried to ruin me out here last week for life. As long as I've been wrestling, I've never ever tried to ruin anybody. But I'll tell you what, this is what I want you to do. I'm willing to put up $2,000. I not only can beat one, that I will beat both of them in 30 minutes. I want you to get a contract and sign it. Will you do that for me?
I sure will.
He's raised the ante. He's put it up to $2,000, apparently wanting them, and he didn't even stipulate that he wants them to do it, but it would seem that the challenge would carry with it that they each put up $1,000, and winner take all. He's raised the ante, $2,000. Beat them both in 30 minutes. Whoop. Well, this is about the time you think you're to everything. Something new comes along. Rocky Johnson looking for revenge, as is putting a lot of money on the line, putting a lot on the line. Steve Regal wanting a loser leave town match. Rocky is trying to get Sandy to just go in the corner, say, let us have it out. He wants to duke it out. He and Stasiak, no love lost over these two. Rocky with the fists. Stasiak, who's made a livelihood out of punching, doesn't want fists against him. Of course, Rocky using the fists coming in. Now, remember that he was quite a boxer. And for some 3 years, sparred, was on the payroll. Was a regular sparring partner of Muhammad Ali. So if it gets into fisticuffs, they'll have much the better of it, and Stasiak knows that. Stasiak never used his fists as in a boxing match. Just when he gets a man in trouble, he can put him away with the punches. Good move. Grab the arm, go to the arm bar. Rocky Johnson, former United States heavyweight champion, in against former world champion Stan the Man Stasiak. Now, later on tonight, apparently we're not going to get it on our Portland TV show, Regal goes against Bourne. You can find out what happens on that tuning in to KYXR Radio tomorrow morning at 1520 on your radio dial. And I will have a report, let you know what happened in capsule fashion. Tomorrow morning, 8:70, 9:17, and 10:17, 3 different shows. So I hope you take the opportunity to listen. Working the hammerlock. Johnson on Stasiak. Stasiak off the ropes. Oh, the man. Oh. Rocky Johnson moving with the grace of a cat. Oh, he made a move there. He got nailed with a flying tackle and just like an acrobat got out of the way and then threw a hammerlock on Stasiak. And Stasiak, not an easy man to fool. 17, 18 years in the ring wars, and much of it as king of Madison Square Garden from the mid-60s to the mid-70s. Flying tackle again. This time Johnson laying down. Catches him with the feet. Arm drag. No, he goes to the wing lock. Hooked the arm. Took him down to a wing lock. Sandy Barr has reported in as a referee, if you hadn't noticed. He and Parsons look a lot alike, but they're dressed differently tonight. I didn't know if you noticed or not. Barr down, asking Stasiak if he wants to submit. Hammerlock can cause submission on occasion. Making it to the ropes outside the ring. Rocky going out with him. Rocky keeping the hold, taking him around the corner, back in the ring, and he still has a hammerlock. Johnson, who is yelling about what happened to him last week, on a recent Tuesday card, he was down around ringside when the championship was decided. Johnson was down around ringside when Hack Sawyer and Buddy Rose were in the ring. Rose is claiming that Johnson interfered in that match, and the referee didn't see it, and it cost him the title. So now he is not that fond of wanting to get back at Johnson, but he does feel he should get another shot at Sawyer's championship. He and Oliver, incidentally, did look very, very impressive today with 2 wins. They have 2 one-hour shows down in Atlanta. Buddy won the first one with his backbreaker. Oliver won the second match for the team using his shoulder breaker. And they are in the Omni tomorrow. Large crowd expected there. The Omni, a big place. They might get 20, 30,000 fans in there. The claw type hold, base of the neck. Stasiak using it on Rocky, and here comes the cry. Cry from the crowd. Rocky holding on. Not ready to submit by any means. Insiders saying that Stasiak used hair for the takedown. Sandy Barr counting Stasiak off it. Circles comes in from behind and again goes with the hold. Seems to be effective. A lot of people said that the hand taping that Stasiak usually has was very effective for that hold. Well, he does not have the tape on, and it's still pretty effective. Stasiak catches another one to the midsection. Stasiak has still got the hold. Rocky makes his way to his feet against it. Goes to the trench for the takedown. Sandy Barr saying all the fans on here said use trunks. Not true. Not true, Sandy. And the general rule of thumb is you have to see it to call it. Sometimes that rule is ignored. If you suspect enough, a referee will call it. Whoa! Right on a bridge of the nose. Circling, trying to buy a little time. Right now, Rocky trying to recuperate. Whoa! Shot to the side of the head. And back to the claw hold again. Next Tuesday card, a week.
10 minutes.
From this coming Tuesday. 10 weeks from tonight. Crowd getting the Rocky chant going. Once again, a shot to the face. That shot to the midsection looked like maybe it was lower, at least the effect it had on Rocky Johnson. The referee Sandy Barr was right there. Grabs a chokehold. Takes the count. Shoots another right hand into the stomach. Back to the claw hold again. Nerve hold, base of the neck. Rocky's able to take him over with an arm drag, but not enough to put him away. Trying to loosen up that left arm. Johnson caught with a shot to the left shoulder and right back to the nerve hold again. Stan the man Stasiak. Frank Bonema calling the action on Channel 12. Glad to have you with us every week on KPTV. Channel 12 in Portland for over 15 years. Shot to the midsection. Off the rope for the flying tackle. Over the top, flip, back with a drop kick, yes. Another, yes. Covers with a body press. First fall is Johnson. Rocky Johnson winning the first fall. In a moment, we're going to review the towns where wrestling is.
12 minutes exactly. The winner of the first fall, Rocky Johnson.
Where wrestling is going to be going on in the next week or so. We hope that you will get out your piece of paper or pencil. Keep it handy, and when we tell you about the towns, that you might jot them down. The big thing is, when it's time for professional wrestling in your area, please get out and see it live, okay? Here's where it's happening, starting tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. The weather's good. Should be a great card. You can get to it at Prineville. Starts at 7 o'clock. Monday at Longview, Columbia College there. Lower Columbia College Gym. Tuesday, a supercard in Roseburg. On Wednesday, they got a big shootout, Seattle Center Arena. Thursday, another great big one down at Salem, a loggers match there, Thursday in Salem. Friday in Eugene, Elton Owen with another big one. Saturday at Portland, and a week from tomorrow in Tacoma. We will be right back. We're going to take time now to hear from Alan Tonkin from Marv Tonkin Ford.
Marv Tonkin Ford, we're your number one. Marv Tonkin Ford, we're your number one. Marv Tonkin Ford, we're your number one. At the number one family Ford store, we have the car just right for you. A special buy, good mileage too. Come in and see us at Marv today, your number one. At the number one family Ford store. At Marv today, your number one. At the number one family Ford store. Marv Tonkin Ford.
Taxes, 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 taxes.
Tired of wrestling with taxes? Call Columbia Bookkeeping Service to fight your income tax frustrations.
A man who revealed as passionate a pink as I've ever seen last week, Matt Bourne.
Now, wait a minute, Frank. Let me clear the records here once and for all. I wasn't wearing pink panties last Saturday night. They were red. But that doesn't matter now. That's beside the point. That's not the issue. Steve Regal, I don't know where this guy gets off coming up on my interview time and stripping me of a $300 suit. Now, I am professional enough to take care of my matters in the ring. Now, Steve Regal, you should have the same consideration for me. I haven't done it to you. Now, he comes up here and wants a loser leave town with Buddy Rose or myself. Boy, Frank, I don't know. What's this guy been smoking or something? He hasn't beaten me since he's known me. And he wants the loser leave town with me. Well, Steve Regal, you're not in your right mind. And you tore my clothes off last Saturday night on TV in front of everybody. Big deal. I can tear clothes off, too. The 9th, there's a Tuesday special coming up, and you want a rip match with me or Buddy Rose, priority me, well, you've got it, Regal. But I'm going to wear my street clothes in the ring, and you can wear your street clothes in the ring, too, if you accept a match. And we'll have a street fight match, Regal. I've grown up in the streets. I've always taken care of myself, and if you want to find out, you sign the contract and you accept that match with me on the 9th, Regal.
Okay, you'll give him a loser leave town if it's a street fight.
I don't care loser leave town or what. It's your pleasure, Frank, but it's a little bit mine, too.
Okay, Matt Bourne saying he'll accept it if it's a street fight. Whew. That's on tonight. We will be right back. We're going to call on our sponsor friend now. In fact, I'm going to slip him this microphone. Oh, we're going to go to the studio first, and then we'll be back to hear from Tom.
Save $100. As advertised this week in TV Guide, you can save $100 when you buy this Gold Star 19-inch color TV, only $2.99. Our regular price is $3.99, but you pay only $2.99. You save $100. If you prefer terms, only $18.25 a month. And at Tom Peterson's, we carry these top 10 TV brands with a great selection of 13, 19s, and 25-inch. Now, there's only one place to buy a TV, and that's Tom Peterson's.
Better than the want ad sale at Tom Peterson's. This is the third great week of the sale. We cleaned out 2 warehouses and have 1,000 new items, some super buy. You know, last week I showed you that car stereo, that 8-track car stereo, for $10. Well, we have about 30 left. It's a wrestling special, first come, first serve. Talk about a couple of speakers. These are 6x9s, 18-ounce magnets. How much? There's the price, $9.50 each. Talk about CBs. Here's a PA horn. The price? Right there, only $5. We got a lot of great car stereo CBs. Here's something everyone can use. Great for car stereo, great for CB. It's $2. What is it? A slide-in, slide-out bracket for just a $2 bill. We've about 300 of these to sell tomorrow, and I would guess they're all going to be gone. Here's an antenna. How much? $5 is all. It's a great buy. And here's an indoor antenna, a home base for only $1. Great buys.
A visit with Isaac Asimov. Discover Omni, the new frontier. Sunday at 8:30 on KPTV 12, Portland.
Dr. Bonham back with you to call the action. Saying that because if you didn't tune in a little earlier, I was awarded my Doctor of Non-Smoking Diploma from the Portland Adventist Medical Center, where I quit smoking some 6 years ago. And if you'd like to stop smoking incidentally through that 5-day plan, that I found it not really too difficult. Good plan. You're doing it with other people, and you can call the people at the medical center. There's a program starting this week on Thursday. So I encourage you to call them and get the information. You too can get yourself a certificate, a Bachelor of Non-Smoking, Master of Non-Smoking, or the real biggie, the doctorate, which I was awarded tonight by Harold Burden of the hospital. Oh, good move. Slipping out of it. Now he's going to be checked, see if there's any grease or extra lubricant on his head. It would look like there might be, and Stasiak certainly feels as if there is. So there, go ahead and check it. It's a matter of knowing the muscles, the anatomy of a man's arm. Just what you can do to slip out of that headlock. And I tell you, the man is big on books. You wouldn't believe it by looking at him in the ring right now. But Rocky Johnson at the toe hold, step over, studies the martial arts, studies sports medicine. He's in the know about a lot of things. A real bug on physical fitness. First ball went to Johnson. He got the pin, earned a best 2 out of 3 fall. Later on tonight, it'll be Regal against Bourne. And no matter what happens in that match, Regal has extended the challenge of a loser leave town match to Bourne. Bourne has accepted conditionally, saying if it's a street fight, he will do it. We haven't heard back from Regal, but I've got an idea we will. Oh, landing on his feet like a big cat. Rocky Johnson saying, just once. Can I belt him just once, referee? Stan Stasiak and Rocky Johnson in the TV main event. One of the few times when the main event is not being brought to you on Portland television. Remember, you can get a report on what happened on KYXI Radio, 1520 on the dial here in Portland. Tomorrow morning at 8:17, 9:17, 10:17. To the midsection, upstairs, and a right cross. Stasiak is decked with that flurry by Rocky Johnson. Johnson catches a shot. Heart punch coming up. No, it is not. A kick to the leg and a leg scissors by Rocky Johnson. Johnson saw it, the setup coming, and kicked for the knockdown on Stasiak, and now ties up the legs with the scissors. Rocky Johnson with a few words of disagreement with the referee, Sandy Barr. And now Stasiak is saying, just stand back, we'll go at it. They tie up. Watch out, the dancing man doing a few steps. Got something in mind. Step over, roll over, takedown to the arm bar. Over, trip takedown.
Ten minutes remaining, 10 minutes.
Stasiak down on the mat in the grass. Rocky Johnson. Shot to the side of the head and another elbow smash. Johnson with the right hand. And he's caught up in the top two ropes. Stasiak.
9 minutes remaining.
He's locked in on the top two ropes. Barr getting a little hot. Rocky Johnson not listening to his warnings and delivering a blow on Stasiak. We've had one fall in this best 2 out of 3. Scheduled best 2 out of 3. Right hand, put him down, covered 1, 2, and he caught him with that hard punch. Stasiak evens it up.
In 18 minutes and 58
It's a ball
seconds.
apiece.
The winner of the second fall, Stan Stasiak.
We'll be right back. More wrestling to go and interviews after this timeout.
Due to the recent purchase by Marv Tonkin of a major portion of another distressed dealer's inventory, Marv Tonkin Ford is now able to offer some of the best values on Fords like this. And only at Marv Tonkin can you pick and choose a new Ford from the largest inventory of Fords on hand anywhere in the Northwest. On approved credit, Marv Tonkin can help you finance your new car at some of the lowest interest rates available anywhere. Prices on new Fords may never be lower than right now at Marv Tonkin Ford, 122nd Northeast Halsey.
You know, I feel real sorry for the artisans. They're the ones who make that pure artesian brewing water that makes Olympia beer so delicious. And what thanks do they get? Zilch. So I thought I'd make the artisans something to keep out the chill. Because if the little dears catch cold, we're out of suds.
Last year, 90,000 high school graduates joined the Army. Some came for the challenge, some for the excitement, some for the new Army College Fund. For every dollar they put in, Uncle Sam puts in 5 or more. So after 2 years in the Army, they can have $15,200 for college. Call for your free booklet on the Army College Fund. You'll be in good company.
The heavyweight champion of the Pacific Northwest, Hacksaw Sawyer. A lot of things happening, Hack.
Yeah, Frank, there's a lot of things happening. You know, in that 6-man in Seattle, you know, they thought since I was the littlest guy in there, you know, they'd walked out winners, but that wasn't the way it went. You know, Buddy Rose, Rip Oliver, Matt Bourne, they've all saying that I'm a chicken. You know, I hide my title, I this, I that, my title. Well, let me tell you something. But I've defended my title against Buddy Rose. I've defended my title against Matt Bourne. I've defended my title against Rip Oliver. I'm nowhere in a category of a chicken. And, Frank, how can they call me chickens when here I said holding this title? Where's all their titles? Where's all the things that they're talking about that they're going to have? I've heard them tell me they're going to have this title, they're going to have that title. You know, why isn't a Matt Bourne wearing this belt? Matt Bourne's never wore this belt. Rip Oliver's never wore this belt. You know, Buddy Rose, he's had it a few times. This belt means more to me than anything in the world. And thanks to all of my fans, all the letters I'm getting, it's keeping me going. And, Frank, that's all I got to say.
Well, I think it's well said. You only have to defend the title once every 30 days, and you're doing it every week against the top contenders, so don't let anybody tell you that. Hack, champ, thank you very much. Hack Sawyer, ladies and gentlemen. Hacksaw Sawyer. Youngest champ ever in the history of the Pacific Northwest title. Young man won it, just barely 21. And he has defended it against all of the top contenders and has defended it regularly. Won it on a battle royal, in a battle royal, which is a very unusual way of deciding the championship. But it was up for grabs, and the commission said there are so many worthy contenders that maybe the only fair way is to let everybody have a crack at it and have a battle royal. That's what happened, and Hacksaw Sawyer won it. He's defended it ever since a number of times. The rule states that you only have to defend the belt in the area. In other words, if it's a Northwest belt, you can't go down to Northwest or Pacific Coast. You can't go back to Minnesota and defend it. But there have been champs been known to go into Idaho, wrestle a lot lesser known pro wrestler, and saying that's my title defense for this month. The commissions try to watch that, try to make sure that they go against viable, top-notch contenders, but it doesn't always happen. Hacksaw, he's done his part, though, in that regard. To fall a piece, a hard punch used by Stan Stasiak to win the second fall to even it all up. He was trying to throw that hard punch in there again. They are trading blows. And a headbutt. Stasiak to the canvas out of the
4
ring.
minutes remaining. 4
He's going to buy a little time. With 4 minutes left in the match, he's buying some time outside. It's a former U.S. champ against former world champion here. Rocky, in fact, I think that when Buddy Rose won the U.S. title, he won it from Rocky. A few years ago. Not many, but a few. Side headlock. Punch out of it by Stasiak. Goes for the eyes. To the side of the head with a punch. Roundhouse right. Couple more and another. Another. Now choking him. Sandy Barr warning him. Not breaking the hold when he's ordered. Working him on the ropes with a chokehold there at the last. Sandy Barr again warning him. Stay back. Roundhouse right misses, hits the turnbuckle. Here comes Johnson laying it on him. Upstairs, downstairs. Working him to the stomach now. Now up on the right to the jaw, downstairs. Let's go with a big right cross. Covers him with a body press. 1, 2, and 3. Rocky Johnson puts him away. Rocky Johnson getting the win.
In 21 minutes and 35 seconds, winner of the third fall in the match, Rocky Johnson.
Rocky Johnson wins it, taking the third and deciding fall. We'll remind you, we're not through yet. We're going to wrap up here, have an interview, talk a little bit more about wrestling, so don't go away. But if we don't get the time later, we'll remind you that you can find out how Regal and Bourne came out in their match later on tonight on KYXI Radio. Tomorrow morning, 8:17, 9:17, and 10:17. Coming to you over 1520 News Radio. We'll be right back. We're going to hear from Tom Peterson once again and then return with more wrestling wrap-up, okay?
Where can you buy a washer and dryer pair for under $500? At Tom Peterson's, that's where. The brand name is White Westinghouse. The washer and dryer are built for years of service. And you can save $50 when you buy the pair, only $4.98 both pieces. And when you buy any major appliance at Tom Peterson's before 4 p.m., our twilight delivery service means you'll have it that night at no additional cost anywhere in the greater metro area. That's Tom Peterson's. That's a great washer dryer, the brand name White Westinghouse. And of course, one thing about appliances, when they go out, you need them right away. And that's true of a washer, dryer, refrigerator, freezer. Well, our twilight delivery service means we'll get it there that night. And that's important because regardless what goes out, washer, dryer, freezer, or refrigerator, particularly a freezer or refrigerator, you need it right now, not in 2 or 3 days. Where our twilight delivery service says if you buy before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll deliver it that night anywhere in the greater metro area. And that's from Oregon City to Battleground and from Hillsborough to Gresham. We'll have it there that night. And you don't have to stay home an extra day from work to receive your appliance or have a neighbor come over with the key. We give you that service. And if you want us to haul away your old refrigerator or freezer, washer or dryer and get out of your home, we'll be glad to do that for you without any cost. Now here's a great buy on a microwave. Where can you buy a full-size microwave oven with a defrost cycle and over 600 watts of power for under $300? At Tom Peterson's, that's where. This full-size hot point microwave oven with capacity for a 20-pound turkey, only $299. And at Tom Peterson's, we won't sell you a microwave just to heat coffee. Free cooking schools for you and a friend. Portland's #1 store, that's Tom Peterson's.
Well, a man who is successful with the right hand so many times, Stan Stasiak, taken out by a right hand tonight in that third fall, Rocky Johnson.
Frank, I got something to say. You know, usually I try to be a nice guy, okay, right? Now, I'm not going to cry over spilled milk, but let me tell you something last week where Rose, Oliver, and Bourne was in on it, brother. They tried to ruin me for life, and you know what I'm talking about, don't you? I mean, they delivered. Now, I've been mad at guys. I've had death matches, and I'll admit that I've tried to break a few arms, and I'll admit that I've tried to knock out a few teeth. But never in 10 years in professional wrestling have I ever tried to ruin a man for life like they did to me. And now, brother, I brought the hammer back out of action. I don't have to tell you about it, and I don't have to stand out here and brag about it. But what I'm going to say is this. Rose, Oliver, you're not here tonight. I don't know where you're at. I guess you're in Georgia someplace. I'm not interested. But I got to tell you what. I'll put $1,000 apiece to get you guys in the ring. Not one at a time, Big Daddy. Both of you. Because we're talking about revenge here. We're talking about getting down to the nitty-gritty. We ain't talking about all this other jive or ripping somebody's clothes off or slapping somebody upside the head. We're talking about between man and life where you tried to ruin me. Said, I'm pretty sure Don Owens has got a contract. I already give him my $2,000, and as money hungry as they are, they're going to sign, and I want it right here on TV next Saturday night. And I got something in mind for you, and I'm not going to get out here and say that I'm going to ruin you for life. But on the other hand, I'm not going to say I'm not either. All I'm going to say is I'm going to get my revenge, Big Daddy, because when you left me laying there last Saturday night, brother, my good friends, King Parsons, all of them had to carry me back in that dressing room and kind of take care of the Rock. But the Rock's back, and the Rock went in the closet, and he's bringing something else. You never seen me use this yet, have you?
Not till
well, brother, you might get a chance next week if I get that match I want. All I want is Oliver and Rose. Now, one at a time, the both of them, and after that, Bourne, I'm coming hunting, Daddy, and I'm coming after you because, like I said, nice guys around here, it seems to me like nice guys around here finish last, and I don't want to be last in nobody's book, so I'm coming after you. What do you got to say, Frank?
All I got to say is $4,000, inflation or no, that's still a hunk of cash. $4,000. Winner take all.
Winner takes all. 4,000 is a lot of money. I ain't worried about the money. I'm worried about right now is Rose and Oliver. So, brother, if you can whip me, you got $4,000. But if you can't whip me, there ain't no two ways about it. You definitely got a trip to the hospital, and you might not be walking like I wasn't last Saturday, and that's all I got to say, except it's been nice talking to you, Frank.
Thank you, Rocky. Well, it would seem to me as if would almost have to accept that kind of a challenge. Next Saturday, we'll be seeing. Hey, thanks a lot for being with us. I've enjoyed it for over 15 years now. Glad to have you with us. Things are heating up. Remember, these rivalries we got going right now, that's something again. But besides that, we've got Andre the Giant coming in, the 8th wonder of the world. And then, of course, you've got Ric Flair, the world champion, coming in. See you next Saturday, okay? So long, everybody. From the Portland Sports Arena, this has been Portland Wrestling. Brought to you in part by Marv Tonkin Ford, where you're #1. And by Tom Peterson's at 82nd and Southeast Foster Road. Tonight's show has been directed by Dick Butler. Technical director is Harold Tony. Floor director Kim Anderson. On audio and video, Mark Mack. On cameras, Brian Neese and Steve Scheckler. That's Scheckler, folks. Steve Scheckler.
Movie 12 is next on KPTV.
Playboy, the one magazine that brings it all together for you each month. Playboy reflects your appreciation of the total good life.
And then I reached up and got a good hold of my horse and tried to save him as much as possible and wait for the run of Flashway, which he did make a heck of a run at me.
The win is worth $6,000 to Destiny Drummer. From Portland Meadows, Al Wynn, Channel 2 Sports. Then choose any new 1982 Dodge at Four Seasons right now during White Hat Days, and you'll save up to $1,700 or more.
Here come the Dodge boys, hooray for the good guys.
Get the new car deal of your life during White Hat Days at Four Seasons Dodge.
United 173 Heavy, Mayday, the engines are flaming out, we're going down.
The year was almost over when its biggest news story occurred. The 29th of December, a big stretch DC-8 United airliner pancaked into a neighborhood out on Burnside, east of Portland. The crash came at 6:15 in the evening, just minutes short of the east end of the runway. The plane flattened one vacant house on the south side of Burnside, crossed the street and crashed into a second house, came to rest among broken fir trees. The impact tore the nose off the airplane, severed one wing, and almost ripped away another. No one on the ground was hurt. It turned out the pilot had been circling the area for 30 minutes while his crew tried to ascertain that the nose wheel was down for a landing, though instrument lights showed a malfunction. All the while, the plane was running out of fuel, and in the end, the pilot was blamed for misjudging his supply and the likely consequences. The flight from New York carried a crew of 8 and 177 passengers. It is a miracle not more than 10 lives were lost, among them 2 crew members. A number of lawsuits are still pending. A precedent-setting court case in Salem that year drew national attention and reporters and photographers by the dozen to the Marion County Courthouse. The case, a cook in a pancake restaurant charged with raping his wife while they were living together. Such a case unheard of elsewhere in the nation. The principals, 21-year-old John Rideout and his 23-year-old wife, Greta. After 6 days of evidence, the jury of 8 women and 4 men found John Rideout not guilty. But none of the startling evidence in this trial could match the news that followed a scant month later, that the Rideouts had reconciled and were back living together again. But then, 5 months after that, came the news that they had obtained a divorce. 1978 saw a couple of major developments that changed the look of Portland. First of all, the downtown Transit Mall. 22 blocks of brick and granite.
Knockout prices! Like this GE 6-hour video recorder, 24-hour electronic tuner timer, and solenoid controls means added reliability. Now only $688, you save $112.
Get him, Mr. Pricefighter.
Save up to 60% at Wolf's.
Hurry, beat the tax man to the punch at Wolf's across from Vancouver Mall.
Match Game, weekdays at 3:30 on Television 2.
Adventures